Here we are, folks. We are live. It's Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. It is the new Roaring Twenties, and this is Tom Young, and I'm here to raise your spirits, get you to think harder, better, stretch that thinking muscle, and make it stronger, make it more purposeful. Before we get started, as we do every day, we offer our heartfelt prayers for everybody that is affected and impacted by this China virus thing that is going around the world. I believe there are signs right now that we're starting to get it behind us. That's exciting, and I believe we will get it behind us. Our prayers also go out for those who have lost loved ones. I was just at a funeral myself last week. My brother-in-law, although he died from shoveling snow, he didn't die from COVID. We also want to send our prayers out for those that have died, that the Lord would open his arms and gather them into his kingdom above. With that being said, our top today, just some interesting topics today, because we're going to talk about habit of self-discipline today, imaginative development, developed willpower, imaginative developed willpower, and nostalgia for today. So what do I mean when I say that? First of all, habit of self-discipline. Self-discipline is so critical. Yeah, and sometimes it is very, very hard to create self-discipline if we have been out of that loop for a long time. When we were growing up and going to school, we created the self-discipline. We had to go to school. We get on a school bus maybe and rode to school, etc. We had homework. We had self-discipline. A lot of times when we become adults, we get separated from all of that. And the challenge is really self-discipline is so important. Now, how do I get self-discipline? How do I make it work? It really comes down to what you want. In other words, what are the things in life you're really working for? And that's where this imaginative development of willpower. Willpower is that force that lies inside each and every one of us. But it takes a decision and it requires discipline. So in the imaginative mind, and the willpower to do something. You know, when you hear people talk about, well, they lost their will to live and they died. Well, that's how important this is. The willpower of the mind, the willpower of thought, the willpower of getting something done, the action, putting in the action to get something done. It is just so important to understand that. And now the imagination tied to willpower. How do I do this? You know, I look in the book and it says here, flash pictures on the screen of your mind. Imaginative development of willpower. You must use your imagination to develop the kind of willpower that will lead you to success and more success. Go to your closet and get out your motion picture projector. Now that is in the mind. I know everybody, when I say this, people sort of roll their eyes. We all have a photographic memory, and I can prove it to you. I'll bet you can remember times where you had a dream at night, or you were driving down the road, or you were involved in doing something, and all of a sudden, the video screen of your mind comes on, and there's a video that is absolutely vivid. It is right there in front of your eyes. The problem we all have is we don't work at developing that video camera in our mind. And that comes with vision. You know, I've told this story before. When my daughter was growing up in high school, she had some challenges and we worked it out and we set some specific goals. when she was in ninth grade. And when she graduated high school and she had recognizable honors, I would buy her a car, pretty much of her choice within reason. So all of that happened. She graduated as a president of the National Honor Society, straight A's in school, and just on and on and on. She had unbelievable accolades and recognition. So I go buy her this car. Now, ninth grade, she wanted a Volkswagen. And I think she was one of those flower children that was just born 20 years too late, because she would have fit right in with the flower children of the 60s. So we went to this Volkswagen dealer when she was in ninth grade, and I drove the car. We went for a ride in it, and we got back. The salesman gave her a poster of a Volkswagen. It was on her wall through 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, graduation. Dad goes out and buys her a car. It's delivered by a friend of mine in the driveway with a great big bow on top of it on the day that we had our graduation party. And she was so surprised, even though I found out later she knew about it, because she answered the phone one day when the insurance company called and said, tell your dad the Volkswagen that he bought is covered on insurance. So, but she didn't let me know until afterwards. She didn't ruin my surprise in doing that. She's just the best daughter a man could ever have. And so later on, she comes out of the house with the poster. Remember the poster she got in ninth grade? The amazing thing is that poster was the exact match of the car that I purchased. It was the same color. It was the same year. It was the same make and model and engine. It could have been a photograph of that car. That was visualization, focusing on something. I do a lot of talk with young ladies on here. They friend me and because I'm in a lot of different platforms, and we get in this conversation, and I'm married 52 years and a 71-year-old kid. I'm not really looking for any relationships because I'm happily married and I have a lovely wife. But what I want to do is I want to get in their heads. They usually have an answer that's, I'm looking for this awesome guy, my Prince Charming. And I say, well, do you have a written down description of this person? Do you have a photograph of what you would hope that he would look like, an avatar? There's a new word that I'm learning, avatar, So here it is. So if you're really serious about this, and you're looking for the guy, you need to write out a description, every detail you can put on a piece of paper of what this guy would be like, what he would look like. Get pictures out of a magazine or somewhere of a guy that would look like the guy you're looking for. And you know what? If you focus on it every day, your Prince Charming, you just increased by a huge percentage, that as long as you stay focused on that dream, you can make it come true. Just like the car and my daughter. Those things happen every day, folks. If you look back in your life, I'll bet you can think of times in your life where you had some vision of something in your mind. There was a car. This was 1990. I had joined the Amway business at that time, and I had a goal to buy a Cadillac. Now, the local Ford dealership down here near me had this Cadillac. It was a 1990 sedan DeVille, looked like a convertible with a Landau top, and it had a gold package on it. And man, I just fell in love with that car. So the salesman, I knew him personally. So I went and looked, and I went and sit in the car, and I had these cassette tapes. Now, you may not be old enough to remember cassette player, but this car had a cassette player in it. And every day, because I had to drive past it every day, and I would stop by that car lot, I would get out of my car, and I would go walk around that car. Now, this is January, February of the year. The owner of the garage actually came up to me one day. I was in there, and he says, "When are you going to buy it?" I says, "No." I says, "I have a business goal. I have a goal that I've got to hit before I can buy this car." He says, well, they're probably not going to be here. If you wait too long, it's going to go. So I hit my goal in February, in August. This is February. I hit the goal in August. The car was still there. I actually bought that car. I got it for a couple $1,000s less than what he wanted back in February. And he's made a statement. He says, doggone you, I don't know what you did to jinx that car, but not one person looked at that car since you told me that back in February. I said, I'm sorry, but that is an absolute true story. I bought that car and I drove that car till it had 274,000 miles on it. I loved that car. I drove it to South Carolina. I drove it to Washington, D.C. And in St. Louis, I was traveling all over the place, working on building a business I was working on at that time. So vision is so important. And then the self-discipline that when you set a goal and you create a vision, you have to have the discipline to stay focused on that vision. It's really what it amounts to. Nostalgia for today, and so often we lose sight of today and tomorrow, and we find ourselves, oh, worries me, what I did before. In other words, something in my past that didn't turn out well or whatever, and I keep dwelling on it. You got to take the rear view mirrors off, folks, and you got to start focusing on today and forward. Let today be a nostalgic day. What you do today, create nostalgia for today. We'll be back tomorrow. God bless. Get my book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project. Get it at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. You can go to cfo-project.com. Here it is, right there, cfo-project.com. Put in your email address and you'll instantly get a link to download my new book into your computer, on your cell phone, however you want it to read it, free. Now, when you go to that page, it's going to be an offer of more books and a 1-hour video for $47. And I'll tell you what, it comes with a money-back guarantee. If you can tell me you read the books and you watched the 1-hour video and it didn't have any meaning to you at all, I will absolutely give you back your $47. It's not about the $47. Sometimes I give away a lot of free stuff, but when I give away free stuff, it has no value, and they disregard that, and they don't listen to it, they don't read it, they don't pay attention to the information. So you got to pay $47 to get the other 4 books and the 1-hour video. It gives it value and purpose. And again, it comes with an absolute 100% money back guarantee. So with that being said, God bless. We'll see you back here tomorrow, Thursday, around 12 noon tomorrow. I was late today, but we'll be here around noon tomorrow.